Alright. Welcome to SideboardMTG, and yeah, it's time for the Patreon games, where we play the decks of those that support the channel. Guys, I thank you all for sending in your decks. We're doing a couple of the makeup decks from last month, as we had a lot of people waiting for some Dominaria cards, and that kind of backed me up a little bit. Plus, I got a little bit behind myself, so you know, one thing led to another, and we're running an extra Patreon games today. So we're going to run 3 games for you today here at 4 o'clock, and then I'll be coming back later tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we'll be running 4 more decks for you guys. I'll have those decks posted shortly after the Patreon games, so you guys will be able to see the decks that are coming. But for today, we've got a vampire combo deck that uses Famished Paladin and Sorcerer's Wand, along with giving it lifelink so that every time it taps, it gains life, untaps, taps again, you know, over and over and over, which seems to be pretty cool. So we've got the Famished Paladin combo, we've got some Squee Legacy, and then we've got a Squee Treasure deck. So a couple cool decks coming up for you guys. I hope you all like them. If you do, give the show a thumbs up. And if you like this kind of content in general, subscribe to the channel. If you would like to see your deck played here on the Patreon games, then you need to be a patron. So go over to Patreon, and there's some options over there for you, and I will end up playing your decks, or we can talk about your decks, or whatever it is that you might need some help with. Maybe we can help you out. Either way, if you would like to see your decks played for Subscriber Sunday, that is tomorrow, get over to the Reddit, post your deck there, and vote on some decks. Make sure you're a subscriber, and other than that, let's get into today's game, right? Or let's at least start talking about some decks, right? Here's the first deck that we have, and let me get a little preview up for you guys here. Let's do that. Let's show the preview panel, because we've got some cards to talk about in this one. This one's going to be it's going to be a little interesting, all right? So the whole idea here is that we have a Sorcerer's Wand. Now, a Sorcerer's Wand says equip creature has tap tap this creature. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player. If this creature is a wizard, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player instead. Now, we're not worried about the wizard part of this, but we are worried about the ping effect. There's a paladin, a vampire knight, that says Famished Paladin does not untap during your untap step. Whenever you gain life, untap Famished Paladin. So the idea is that you would be able to put Sorcerer's Wand on a Famished Paladin, and you would be able to ping something, and then once you gain life, untap, ping something again. Okay, so what if Famished Paladin himself had lifelink, something like Squire's Devotion? You would enchant the Famished Paladin, he would then have lifelink, so when he tapped to put the damage on the stack, once it resolved, he would gain life, he would untap, then you would tap him again, he would gain life, he would untap, you would tap him again, and you would infinite combo your opponent there. So a lot of fun and a nice little 3-card combo. We do have to have the Famished Paladin. We do have to have a Squire's Devotion. Not a lot of other ways to give the lifelink here in this particular deck, but it might be something worth looking at. Even if you could only give your Famished Paladin lifelink for 1 turn, that would be enough to get the job done. So Famished Paladin, interesting card. I'm excited to see this go off. So we'll see what happens here. Yeah, we might be very surprised here. Now, originally there was no sideboard in this deck, but he did throw us a couple cards in here, just, you know, good value cards that we can make some use out of. Got another Silhouette, some Negates, Authority of the Consuls, Forsake the Worldly, Settle the Wreckage, and Fumigate. I mean, pretty much straightforward on the sideboard. The deck's only running 23 lands, so the Fumigate I'm a little bit worried about. as the deck does seem to be like a Saram deck, a deck that's gonna, you know, put a lot of Curious Obsessions and things like that. So I expect to be winning, you know, a lot of games just off of Saram and Curious Obsession, maybe even putting Curious Obsession on some, you know, just warrior tokens or something like that, so that every time that it gets in, then, you know, you can draw an extra card. Now, it does have to be combat damage, so putting Curious Obsession on a creature that has the Sorcerer's Wand is not going to work for us. So, yeah, that is a thing. What's going on? Oh, there we go. manatraders has brought us the cards we need to do the things we need to do. So, we're just going to grab all of these cards from manatraders here. And then we'll just hit submit. They'll hand us over like $260 worth of cards. Won't cost us anything other than, you know, the monthly flat rate that we pay to be part of the greatest card pool in Magic. Like, seriously, guys, I mean, have you guys ever been part of a card pool? Have you guys ever, like, really been part of a card pool? Eric, if we get extra time, you would still like your black-white to be played sometime today. You submitted it last week but didn't see the new post. If that's cool, hit me up. It's probably going to have to be next week because I mean, we could get it played. I don't know about getting it played today, but we could get it played. I should have put it in the other open slot. I thought we had already played your deck, Justin. My bad, sir. My bad. I've got to get me a spreadsheet so I can keep up with these things. We got so many people that don't submit decks, and so many people that do submit decks, and then we've got a couple people that try to submit 2 or 3 a month. So yeah, I got to get me a spreadsheet to keep up with these things. So anyway, all we got to do here now is update our deck, and thanks to manatraders, we've got all the cards, but it's just really good, and you know that the guys will like it. Actually, you know, we'll have so I will be more than happy to play Justin and Jeffrey's next week. I'll go ahead and lock you guys in on that. Let me make a note. One moment. Let me go ahead and make a note, and I will put it in episode 15. Black-white auras? Black-white deck. Jeffrey Wiggs. What deck did you post, Jeffrey? I spelled your name wrong, didn't I? Didn't I? I did not. Alright. And then we will save that as... That will be episode 15. Decks. Alright, so we've got one spot open on episode 15 right now. There we go. Alright, I've got you guys locked in. I won't forget it when I make the note like that. So you guys are, Jeffrey and Justin, you definitely got spot 1 and 2. Shout out for Jack. How you doing, Jack? Alright, guys. You ready? You ready to go see if we can pull off this jank combo that Jeffrey, that Magic Jefe has put together for us? Kinder, Mitch Wells, Justin, and Jeffrey, definitely got to give you guys some shout outs. You posted it today on Patreon. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Well, I'll pick it up and we'll put it over there. So, so we got Kinder, Zaxadillo, Combo Squee is gas. Zax, you might have to walk me through this thing. What's up, Jizz? How you doing, man? That's right, Vampires and Squee. Alright, so this is our first deck. I'll go ahead and give you guys kind of a look at our second decks real quick. Our second deck is 4 Karns, 4 Squees, Lost Legacy. Yeah. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be one of those things where we lost legacying the opponent, and if we can't think of something we want to pull out of their deck, we'll just squee ourselves, or lost legacy our own squee. Either way, that's kind of the plan. If you guys remember the Scourge, Eternal Scourge was the same way. You could basically put 4 cards into your hand by exiling him and putting him into exile. You could just cast him out of exile. The problem with Eternal Scourge was if you could get the thing into the graveyard, then he was gone. And it wasn't really that hard to get him in the graveyard. All you had to do is beat him in combat. Now with Squee may lose in combat, but you can cast him from the graveyard or from exile, so no big deal there. How can you post your decks for me to play? Kinder, if you're not a patron, then you need to post them over on the Reddit, and we'll play them on Subscriber Sundays. And if you're a patron that has pledged $10 or more a month, then I will run a deck for you on the Patreon games. We've still got a couple slots open. I don't have an infinite number of slots for that because I don't have infinite number of time. I couldn't just run, you know, everyone's deck. But we still have a couple slots open, and those are our stream sponsors over there on Patreon. Other than that, if you wanted to support this show, you could do it right here on the live chat here with you know, live donations, or you could sponsor from YouTube Gaming, and that'll give you all the emojis and stuff like that to use here in the live chat. So if you like to come to the live chat a lot, then you know your patronage may go better towards like you know, the sponsorship, so you get to play with the emojis. But if you would like to see decks played and things like that, or you could be like some of these super users here that do a little bit of both. So yeah, not asking everyone to do that. We have some people that do that, and you know, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, but you know, that's asking quite a bit. You was doing a shout out for manatraders, but doing well. Right? Definitely a shout out to manatraders. I wouldn't be able to do this show without manatraders. I mean, pulling up all of your guys' decks, like for example, Zaxadillo's Squee Legacy here runs 4 Karn here, guys. I couldn't just go buy 4 Karns, so you know, being able to rent them, just okay, I'll just go pick up $260 worth of cards so that I can play these 3 decks for you guys today. Like that's a great service, right? Either way, that's Squee Legacy. We've got some, you know, Karns, Chandras. Like, I think this is more of a red-black Planeswalkers than it is a Squee deck, but Squee gets to die and then be eaten by a scrap heap scrounger, and then he comes back again, and you know, he's hard to kill. He's a hard little fella to kill. Anyway, getting Squee in our graveyard might be one of the best things that we can do. And, you know, just so that we can have more fodder to bring back our Scrap Heap Scrounger. I really wish we would have seen a couple more Glory Bringers in this deck, you know, since we are going into this route. I wouldn't mind seeing some Glory Bringers, but Chandra for mana can help us bring a Squee back. And then we can throw, like cast another Squee and put one of them into the graveyard so that we can, like, eat one, and then I think the best way to put a Squee in our graveyard most of the time is going to be either to just block with him in combat to like save Karn or Chandra, or just play another Squee from exile and kill one of them. So never enough love for Squee, right? Well, he's one of those characters, you know. I tell you, like, you love him, you hate him. Alright, our next version of Squee here is going to be a Squee Treasure deck. Now this uses Skirk Prospector, it uses Wily Goblin, Treasure Map, Captain Lannery's Storm, Squee the Immortal, Goblin Chain Whirler, Vetrix, is it Verix Bladewing? Vierix? Pirates Pilgrimage. My hope for the hordes here. Pirates Pilgrimage, yeah. So this particular deck's more about getting a lot of treasures and things like that, and using Glory Bringers and Jaya's Immolating Inferno to do some damage. So I'm excited to use this. I do like that, you know, Squee helps us turn on the Immolating Inferno. And same thing here with Captain Lannery's Storm and our Varix. So, big monster is what I call him, right? Real big monster. That's right. I mean, we don't even say Glorybringer anymore, hardly. We just say, like, Old Glory or Glory B. Everything gets a nickname. We've got 3 Abrades, 2 Crooks, 3 Gate to the Afterlife here in the sideboard. This is pretty cool. Radiant Lightning. This card is, it's better than I've given it credit for. 1 damage to each creature that player controls. Like, this is pretty powerful. Like, you're just going to pay 4 mana and Lightning Bolt your opponent, and then deal 1 damage to each of their creatures. Vance's Blasting Cannons, because, I mean, why not? When we want to cast as many spells as possible and we're trying to make as much ramp as possible, Vance's Blasting Cannon can be really good. And I do like the God Pharaoh's Gift here. So we've got a minor God Pharaoh's Gift package. Not 4 gates and not 2 gate God Pharaoh's Gift, but for 4 cards we can bring in God Pharaoh's Gift and go that route. I don't know what we would exactly take out. Maybe some treasure maps and a pillage, and bring in the God Pharaoh's Gift package. But yeah, it looks to be a lot of fun, and I hope we do have some fun with it, guys. Let's get into some games. What do you say? You usually end up just grabbing 2 Squee with Lost Legacy. Why wouldn't you grab them all to thin the deck? I'm just curious. Like, do you want to draw a Squee? Alright, so we're going to get into constructed play here. Since all of this is jank, I hope you guys don't mind that I'm going to play constructed tournament practice. To keep some for Chandra's and Karn's, for Chandra and Karn Exile? Like, you have no control over that, though. I mean, and wouldn't they just give you Squee? Let the games begin. That's right. That is right. Well, it's not bad. I'll keep it. I'm going to keep it. We've got most of the parts to our combo. The opponent turn 1 ops. Alright, well, we are going to need other creatures. Like, we need to be able to get this guy down. Glint Nest Crane. Okay. Navigator's Compass. So we probably need to set up a combo on this guy. Which means we need to hit some land. Land off the top would allow me to Squire's Devotion on the Famished Paladin. Another Glint Nest Crane. So what do you get off the first one? You got a Navigator's Compass. Navigator's Compass and Inspiring Statuary. Enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. You can tap it and make a land become a different type of land. Land. Oh, that's not a land. I'm gonna Curious Obsession our Paladin. At least we will be able to attack with him. And he blocks. Alright, well, we attacked with him, so we do not lose our Curious Obsession. I am worried about something like a Brawl's Expertise or something like that. Ornithopter. Uh-oh, he's getting ready for his Paradoxical Outcome. He's got it. Is this the Paradox or Antiquities War? Wow. That's going to be a thing. Alright, guys. We need a combo off beforehand here. So, yeah, we're going to lose our Curious Obsession because, you know, he doesn't untap. But we do get our life link. Okay. Pacification Ray. Another Pacification Ray. Yeah, we're in some major trouble. All of this is about to be coming at us. Yikes. Yikes. Yeah, it's an infinite ping deck. We need to... Well, basically, we needed to top deck land like a long time ago. And then, that ain't gonna do it. I mean, this Antiquities War is about to do some major damage to us, so... Alright, so he's just going to go ahead and tap it down. Yeah, we can't do anything about this. We're about to take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 damage. Yep. Antiquities War. Okay. Well, for one, we were definitely hurting on land there. We have multiple ways to give lifelink. We were definitely hurting on land. The Settle the Wreckage would have been great if he is trying to go for some type of Antiquities War. Forsake the Worldly would just deal with it as well. I think I want the Forsakes over... Man, Deadeye Quartermaster's really good at going and getting our Sorcerer's Wand. I think I'm just going to cut a couple of the Quartermasters. Maybe cut a Forerunner. Does this give lifelink? First Strike. And a Cartouche. Yeah, the opponent was doing some pretty broken stuff too, so... What's up, Jeremiah? How you doing, man? And good afternoon, Jack. Oh, you're saying good afternoon to Barry. How you doing, Barry? Welcome, sir. All right, so we've got the Sorcerer's Wand, and we've got nothing else but some land. We've got some Sealaways, but don't know how well that's going to work. I guess we can keep it. We just seal away everything. I mean, I kind of think he had like a nut draw right there. Well, I mean, that was just one game where we needed a way to get the wand. Like, now we have the wand, but we need a way to get the Paladin and the lifelink enchantment. So... I didn't like the fact that I wasn't flooding the board there. Like, I would have much rather have been just like putting things on the board non-stop. And it didn't feel good that we wasn't doing that. Right? I want to see it happen too. I promise you, I definitely want to see it happen. Well, we have our life link now. We just don't have a creature. And the opponent may not have creatures this game. I still think I want to keep this for something larger. Maybe even inspiring statuary. We're hitting the land now, boys. We want Lamp. Lamp will be back next week, guys. I think it's worth it to cast it here. Okay, so he protects that. Creature. No creature. Well, is Lamp on vacation? No, we're currently not at our home, and I just don't want to. I don't want to pull up the camera where I don't have anything set up in the background, and you guys don't get Lamp without the camera. So, as soon as I get back, to a place that's a little bit more respectable to put on camera, then we'll bring the camera back. Why Jefe's vampire deck is not in link format? Really, it's not a link format? Oh wow, I don't know. I'll see if I can fix that. That was the link that he gave me, so that's the link that I used. Another Squire's Devotion, no creatures. Let's see if we can fix that. Let's see if this fixes it. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll find out. I might have to refresh. Another inspiring statuary. Okay. Alright, Jefe's is now in link format. Didn't have the www on the front of it, the HTTPS. It's a vampire combo deck where it uses a vampire to combo with. But that's all. I mean, I don't know what the opponent's doing here. So he's just going to paradoxical outcome, pick up a bunch of things. Should have picked up one of those statuaries. Antiquities War. Alright. We found a pacification array. That's pretty decent for him. Okay, well. The only thing we can do here is let him get more artifacts, put all of those artifacts onto the battlefield, and turn them sideways. Alright, so he's gonna look for another card. We know he's got the pacification array. And he gets a navigator's compass, so I assume he tries to flood the board here. Okay, so he gets another navigator's compass. Four cards left in hand. Famished Paladin. Well, we can't play it or we die. Takes 3 to equip it. So it takes 2 to play it, 3 to equip it, 3 more to enchant it. I mean, if he's got the counter spell here, we're dead. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41 damage. Wow. Well, he's playing around Settle. Do you have the counter? There we go. And that's all it takes to beat this. Yikes. Alright. Man. I hate that we couldn't get this deck to go off. Let's go talk about this a little bit. So we want to have... The idea is to have the Famished Paladin, right? So we need the Famished Paladin combo. So I can see running the Forerunners to go search up the Famished Paladin. I can see running the Deadeye Quartermasters to go run up the Sorcerer's Wand. However, we just don't have many creatures in the deck. Like, a 4-mana creature just hurts, so I don't want to see that many of those. Squire's Devotion is good. It's like the cartouche here. It's going to give us more things, but without an actual creature in the first place to drop it on, that's going to be a big problem. I don't think Settle the Wreckage has a place in the main board. I think we need to make room for like some other life-linking vampires or something like that. So let's look at lifelink. And we definitely need like lifelink, life gain, something like that. Yeah, and this is extremely brittle. Like, if this is the only way this deck can really win is to Famished Paladin. I mean, because let's face it, we're not really going wide with cartouches and you know, Squire's Devotion like you would in an Aura's deck. We're missing too many of the other 1-drops and other things that you can put Auras on. But Hazard's Monument Squee? Oh, that seems cool. So I think that you would have to actually be much closer to like the blue-white Auras deck to make something along this line fire. Otherwise, I would like to probably remove most of the cheap spells from this deck and actually just go with black removal to gain life. Like there's quite a few black removal spells that you can gain life with, like Vraska's Contempt if you want to be up here in the 4-drop. And that'll give you some answers to be able to pick at things and shoot at things. But maybe this deck would be better served in a black-white deck. I know somebody else was talking about black-white, but you've got cards like Moment of Craving that will give you 2 life when you give something -2, -2. So that will untap your Paladin. There's some other good, like, as far as lifelink goes, if you're in black, alright, it has to be a legendary to get lifelink from the blessings of Bells and Lock. That's a cool sword, right? The blessings of Bells and Lock. We got a 1 mana lifelinker here. Sacrifice a creature, put a 1/1 counter on each vampire you control. That's not really bad. So in black, we could go this for lifelink. We've got Skulk and like. Oh wait, we need to get in standard. My bad. My bad. Bishop Soldier. I knew something wasn't right there. But the Sacred Cat and Bishop Soldier would work. Legion's Landing puts down lifelink tokens. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control with the greatest power. Target creature you control with the greatest power gains flying, first strike, and lifelink until end of turn. No thank you. Rush of Vitality. This would give lifelink and indestructible for 2 mana, giving you the ability to save your paladin. So, like, there's a couple other cards here, and if you want to be in vampires, giving, so, Gifted Aetherborn would be a really good backup, considering, oh, it's only the target player or planeswalker. Okay, never mind. Never mind, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work at all, so, because the Death Touch would be irrelevant. Huh. Well, we need other ways to gain life on the cheap. I think it's going to be Legion's Landing, Sacred Cat, maybe even Martyr of Dusk. Rush of Vitality looks really good because again, the indestructible. So, like, you can turn this thing sideways. Yeah, it's not a Viridian Longbow. Yeah. You just cast a turn 3 Carnage Tyrant, right? You just turn 3 Carnage Tyrant and don't even worry about it, right? I do think that this deck requires a lot to set up. The Squire's Devotion here does give you an extra vampire token that has lifelink. And just giving him lifelink without actually gaining some life may not be enough. We've seen that, you know, the 1 turn we attacked with him, that we weren't able to gain any life, so he didn't untap. That wasn't good. That wasn't good for us at all. So I definitely think that it just needs more early lifelink creatures. If you're going to stick in these colors, I would run a couple Legion's Landing. And maybe back off something else on the top end up here. Just a couple copies. And maybe bring in a couple more Sacred Cats. Seal Away is a great card. And so is Saram, but it doesn't really help this plan a lot. Seal Away seems more like something that we'd want to throw into the sideboard, but yeah, I know it's great against like the historic decks and all of those decks. They just get so much use out of Seal Away. But I think in this combo deck, you're kind of in game 1. I think you're just going to be all in on the combo. So I would just want to see a lot more lifelink creatures that you actually have the option of putting your cartouches and your Squire's Devotions on. So. But other than that, I mean, it's an interesting combo, and I'm sure we'll see other people try to play around with the idea of the combo. So, it felt like we just didn't have enough bodies. Like, the one game that I played didn't have enough bodies. The first game that I played, we had the Famished Paladin, but we couldn't keep out enough things to make it do crazy stuff. So, alright, next here we're going to do Squee Legacy. I do like that vampire combo though. I like you know, the longbow and things like that. Is It Staticaster was one of my favorite versions of that type of creature, you know. I don't know. Cunning Spark Mage and Basilisk Scholar was a real thing too though. Alright, so we're gonna be exiling Squee here, casting Squee from exile. We already went over the deck, so we're just gonna jump into this crazy 4 Karn, 4 Chandra, Yahini's Expertise, also Legacy, Squee, and, man, you're just wiping the board, ain't you? Just keep it clean. Just keep it clean. This deck looks super expensive. It probably is. I didn't even check and see how much it cost. Where's the... This deck is probably super expensive. Definitely. 4 Karn, 4 Chandra. 242 tickets online. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. Either way, we're gonna jump into jump into a game here and Squee Legacy. Alright. Sega. Alright, would love to play first. We have a Chandra, we have a bunch of land. This probably isn't that bad. We can always wipe the board and then play Chandra, right? Probably isn't that bad. Probably gonna hang on to this one for scry purposes, or yeah, cycling purposes. Atlanta War Elf. It's Squee. Is he going to swing with his Lana War Elf? Okay. I will cycle. We get a Karn. And a Lost Legacy. Well, I don't really want to Lost Legacy him yet. Like, I don't know what he's playing. Verdurous Gearhulk would be what I would call. I don't want to Squee. I don't want to Lost Legacy myself for the Squee here. Like, I don't think that that's like a powerful move right now. Lost Legacy ourselves. Well, how much power is that? I mean, we'd be better off just like killing the Lana War Elf. Maybe I just play Squee. Oh, that's right. Choose a non-artifact. Yeah, you're right. I think I just play Squee. Yeah, just cast Squee. Be done with it. Squee! First spell of the game, Squee. You gotta be pretty smart to live as long as me, but not being able to die helps. Sweet. Now spend 2 mana and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. It would have been even better if he had had a... Man, Squee gonna get in front of you. Squee gonna die anyway, so... And we're gonna go cast this thing. Sweltering Suns. Love it. Love it. We're just squeaking by. There's gonna be so many jokes. So many Squee jokes. Ooh, another counter. I mean, what did he reveal there? He's got a Tomb Robber. So I'll just kick down. Yeah. Explore deck is still a thing. I think people are trying to make it into a thing again. So discard a card and start exploring, fella. I'm gonna exile the top card of my library. It's a Sweltering Suns. Just cast it, deal with this creature. I think I do. I think I just deal with it so he can't just like... So he can't just pay 1, discard a card, and like start coming back at my Chandra. Right? Cast it so we don't lose to Chandra. That's what I was thinking. Ravenous Chupacabra. We're going to use Chandra for mana. We'll abrade the Ravenous Chupacabra. Play Karn. Two cards entered the reveal zone. We can have a Lost Legacy or a Squee. There's a Squee in exile, boys. There's a Squee in the graveyard. We've got options now. We draw another Abrade. And we'll just take whatever he gives us. Not even worried about it. I just wanted to get some threats down so that we can start pushing damage. We can cast 2 Squee off the Chandra. You're right, we could. Moment of Craving. We have a Chandra we can go get out of exile as well. There's a Magma Spray. He's going to scoop it up. He's going to scoop it up. He's tired of playing with our Chandras and our Karns, and yeah, he don't want to play with us no more. He just didn't want to play with us. You know what I'm going to say about this, right? Like, Zax, you know what I'm going to say about this, right? Yeah, outvalued him without Squee and Lost Legacy. Like, still a good deck. Still a good deck. Makes no difference. Oh, still a good deck. Still a good deck. Still a good deck. It don't need it, Zax. Like, it's cool that you can do it. But, I mean, when you're running 4 Chandras and 4 Karn, and you're just going to keep the board clean, man. Whew, you're, like, you don't need do-nothing shenanigans. Like, so you've built a really good deck just running Chandra Karn here, and a bunch of kill spells and some Scrap Heap Scroungers. I can see Squee and Scrap Heap working so well together. It's ridiculous, but I don't think I want the Lost Legacies, and I'm going to cut a Squee here. Cast down, Reckoning. I'm gonna go that way. You just cut the Squee and Legacies, add hearts and something else, and you're good, right? Zax is like, I know, but I wanted to break Squee. You did. I mean, you put it in a broken deck. Squee's broken. I got nothing bad to say about the deck. I just don't think that the Squee Lost Legacy part is, like, I don't think that's powerful. I don't think that that's a powerful way to spend, like, 3 mana. To go Lost Legacy 3 Squees. I don't think that it's worth it to play Squee for 3 mana. So, like, I don't know. Squee's a 2/1 for 3 that you can't get rid of him, but he still isn't that. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed by Squee himself. I'm going to keep that on top. At least your deck is working for once. You are right. We lose a Karn. It's okay. We got 3 more. It's growing. It's growing. There's another Seeker Squire on top. Right? It's a good red-black control deck. And he's got a shadowed Caravel. Well, let's go ahead and cast the first one here. How does it do versus opposing control decks? Well, he's got like 8. Ooh, you know he just got a Chandra or a Karn, guys. You know he just got a Karn or a Chandra. Oh, no. We can't cast that down, so we're going to take a little damage off of it until we're ready to cast this Bantus. Oh, did he get our Karn or our Chandra? You know he got one of them. There had to be one in the top 4 cards. He got a Karn. Yep. Now he's just going to outvalue us. Karn is the biggest win more I've ever seen. Like, oh my god. You only need the slightest advantage. And then all of a sudden, Karn gives you everything. Cast down so bad late game. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, we're gonna... I mean, Karn... Like, I'm not killing it here. He can have whatever he wants. I'm just gonna Bantu. Yeah. Right, like, there was no point in spending the other stuff. Ooh, you can have a forest. Like, so far, Karn has drawn 3 cards. It's pretty good. Well, we're going to take a little damage. Can we expect Karn in every deck going forward? You mean you weren't already expecting Karn in every deck going forward? I did not give him the cast down. I gave him the creature. Okay, he's gonna Field of Ruin me. I'm gonna grab another red source. Alright, so we can Abrade. Karn doesn't have a standard ultimate. Yeah, I think we just pass and Abrade here. So Desert of the Glorified. I don't know if you could say a rise in contempts, considering I see most decks playing like, 3 and 4 copies of contempt anyway. If they're a black deck, like if you go back and you look at the green-black deck that won GP Atlanta that took first place, it was running, 4 copies of contempt, 4 copies of fatal push. I think actually we're going to see a lot more fatal push come back. We're seeing a lot of 3 power creatures. We're seeing a lot of 3 drops and 4 drops. I mean, the Allosaur is getting a lot of play, things like that. Yeah, Immortal Sun could all of a sudden start getting some play. We could see some things like that start happening. So, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that could happen. I'm just gonna cast this down. Tishana's Wayfinder. So I think a Winding Constrictor on top. Yeah. I actually think I go ahead and shoot the Tishana's Wayfinder so I can safely get down my Karn here. And now we're going to start trying to get some advantage. Okay, well, I mean, we get a land. He puts a Magma Spray away. He's like, no, I'm not giving him Magma Spray. So he's got a cast out. Like, he's got a bunch of cards he could go get. He can have the Tomb Raider. Or Tomb Robber. I'm going to do it now. This way he can't explore, then pay the 2 mana, tap it, and explore again. I think... No, there's 2 separate lines. He can probably still play an extra land. Okay, so now we got a Braid and Magma Spray over there we can go get. I think I just pass here. Wondering if Sapperlings should play Vraska's Contempt or Immortal Sun. Ooh, that's, I don't know. I don't really know there. Okay, so he's discarding cards. Karn's still ticking up. I'm gonna give him the mending. So mending lets him bring things back from the grave. I'm just going to go ahead and do this now while we're in combat. And now, like, he's not going to be able to get a lot with mending. Winding Constrictor. Squee. Alright, well, it's definitely time for us to play a Yahenni's Expertise. What does he got? He's going to make it explore. He got a land. He's going to make it explore again. He got it. Alright. Yeah, we want to cast Squee. And then I'm going to return a Braid. And I'm just going to braid it. There we go. Alright, Squee. You got a big Karn over there to take down. We're playing against Antiquities deck. It ran over us with artifacts. Ah, yeah, talking about yours, Jefe. Yeah, like I couldn't get anything to go together, man. Like, I couldn't get any... I would either have, like, half the parts, or... Ooh, what is this? Oh, yeah, Kavu. The Untamed Kavu. Funtamed Kavu was kicked. Does a bunch of things. Alright, so I'm gonna grab my magma spray. I'm gonna play my Chandra. We're going to do 4 damage to the Kabu. We're going to do some more damage to the Kabu. Squee, I told you, go get that Karn. Go get him, Squee. Go get him. You got this, buddy. Go get him. Alright. How's it going? What's happening thus far? Well, Robert, this guy's got our Karn and it's on 10. We haven't been able to do anything. We've been playing catch up, trying to stay alive for a while. We are starting to build a board of our own. We have a Chandra, Torch of Defiance here, and we have a Karn. We have nothing left in exile from our Karn. We've managed to use it to get all of our good spells. A Braid and Magma Spray, really. Okay, Sweltering Suns. Yeah, let me get a Sweltering Suns. That'll do. That will do. Maybe I should have Karn first to see what he would have given me. Dude goes, wow. Wow. Alright. I mean, that's what the deck runs. It's nothing but board wipes. He can have Atlanta War Elves. That's not great. So now he can start ticking down and he will be able to deal with either Karn or a Chandra. That's not great. Now, we've already went through 3 Karns this game. This one, and this one. There's the Mending. And it's amazing how quick he got his graveyard full again. Well, the opponent is only on 12 cards left in deck. Maybe I should have negged Karn right there and grabbed the Sweltering Suns. Probably. And what is the third ability? Return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield, then shuffle your library or your graveyard into your library. Well, that's not cool, and we have no way to stop it. Chupacabra. It's la Chupacabra. So bye-bye, Chandra. Well, that's horrible. And he puts Vraska's Tempt into his hand, I assume. I can't tell what he picked. I can't tell what he picked. Chandra, and Karn. Well, Chandra will die here. What a shame. It's alright, it's getting about time for us to top deck another Chandra anyway. We're going to put a card we own with a silver counter on it. Sweltering Suns. Should have swung first, maybe. We're gonna pay. We're gonna exile a Squee. Exile a creature card in our graveyard. Okay, now we're gonna cast a Squee. Really? Really? There we go. And back to you, Alex. He's getting he's back to 19 cards. 19 cards in the graveyard, and he's got a ton of land. Duress, you got me. Merfolk Branchwalker. Well, he never down-ticked this Karn to get this Vraska's Contempt, which is crazy to me. You can have a Seeker's Squire. The Merfolk Branchwalker is more aggressive with a 2/1, so I'll give him the Seeker's Squire. The cast down won't be bad. Alright, so we're just going to get Chandra back. Now, I can just kill something with the Chandra. And we'll just keep grinding, I guess. Like, what a crazy game. I guess I should have swung with this since it can't block. Yeah, swing at Karn. Yeah, at this point I'm not thinking about the attack. I'm thinking about the advantage, which is yeah. Uh-oh, what's he getting? He's got a Vraska's Contempt, Shadowed Caravel. I don't know what he's taking. Like, what did he take? Yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. How do we deal with that? Huh? How do we deal with that? Can't cast it down. We don't have Vraska's Contempt. Sweltering Suns. Can't do that. Karn. Fatal Push. Chandra. Squee. I don't think we can beat Galta. I don't think there's a card in this deck that can kill Galta. Yeah. Like, there's no way to kill Galta. Is there Doomfall anywhere? My fault. I didn't bring in the Doomfalls. Did I bring in Lost Legacy? Oh, there's Bantu's Last Reckoning. We're not out. We're not out. I mean, swinging is just irrelevant. Yeah, they have lethal. And now it's really lethal. We needed a Bantu's Last Reckoning, guys. It was the only way we would have fucking gotten rid of that Galta. That didn't happen. You gotta just move on, guys. Y'all didn't hear that. Next card! No! No! Oh! Galta.